How's everybody doing? I hope you are well. Let's have some coffee or your hot tea. Y'all know I love my afternoon coffee. I'm sorry, this is kind of early for me, 2:30ish. I normally wait till a little bit later in the evening to have my coffee, but it's drizzly rain. It was a thunderstorm, but now it's just drizzling, and so it's coffee time. So grab a cup of coffee or a cup of hot tea sounds good. A cup of hot green tea sounds really good. And let's chat. I hope you can catch the live. If not, watch on the replay. So today, I want to hit on a very common subject. Gosh, I hear this all the time. And I'm telling you, it just breaks my heart to hear so many women who are so burdened by this. And I understand to a degree because we all have our battles. And the fear of failure, I think, is universal. And if y'all are watching this and if y'all agree, hit me up. Let me know. Comment. Just let me know if you think the fear of failure is a universal fear. And it really doesn't matter what it is. It's because it's universal. It doesn't matter, because I see it so many times that's what keeps us from moving forward is the fear of failure and making progress because we've tried it before. It's not going to work, or I've done it already and it didn't work for me, or I've tried hundreds and hundreds of times before and it may work for a little while, or I can't do it, or I can't do it, or I'm not going to have support from my family or my spouse, or the fear of failure. How's that going to look to my family? I'm going to be embarrassed, or what's the point? I've heard that before. What's the point? Or what do I do? How do I make any progress? I've tried it before. I've done this before. How do I finally succeed? Or what's the point of trying if all I've ever done is fail at it? Or maybe I've never even tried, but I'm so gripped and paralyzed with fear of failing that I don't even want to try at all. Maybe I've never even tried, but I'm so comfortable here in this little circle called the comfort zone that what if I can't do it? That's two big gripping words. What if? What if I can't do it? What if this happens? What if that happens? Do y'all agree that those two words, what if, keeps us from accomplishing so much and worrying about so much that may never, ever happen? I'm guilty. I'm guilty of it too. And I hear so many other women grappled by that. I think it's a pretty common and, again, universal struggle. But for those of you who are new to the group, welcome. I'm so excited to have you. Listen, we talk about hormones and poop in this group. Y'all just make yourself at home. Whatever y'all need. What you see is what you get. I'm Sam from over at Team Sam Fitness. I'm also the founder of a Healthy Life Academy. That's what it's all about, is a healthy life. No more of this dieting crap. It's time to get well. It's time to get well. It's time to get well. And no more of this short-term fad stuff that only sets us up for failure. But my mission in life is to fight the obesity crisis one woman at a time, and to help you get your life back, and to simply put it, teach you how to lose weight and how to keep it off. Because that's whenever I think we'll really feel successful. It's not just losing weight, because I think we've probably all been pretty successful at losing weight, but the true success comes from keeping it off. And I think that's what grapples us so much, is because we gain the weight back and then we feel like a failure. And that's what I specifically want to talk to you about, is diets haven't failed y'all. You haven't failed at diet. I just said that wrong. You haven't failed at dieting. The diets have failed y'all. That's a big deal I want y'all to hear, okay? Because that's specifically what I want to talk to you about today is that fear of failing at yet another diet. But what I want y'all to hear is that you did not fail. You did not fail because, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but answer me. I want you to comment. I want to hear from you. I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself on this because I don't think I'm wrong. But most likely, with other diet plans that you have followed, you probably lost the weight. Is that true? Is that fair to say that y'all probably lost the weight and had some success with it? Probably lost the weight, probably felt good about yourself, got back in those clothes again. But here's the real question. Did you keep it off? Were you successful keeping that weight off long term? That's where the diet failed you. And that's where you probably reverted back to your old habits, sunk back down into your chair again, and thought, what's the point of me trying again? Because I have failed. I'm a failure. And that is the stigma and the stereotype that I want you to remove the burden from your shoulders right now, because that could not be further from the truth, is that you've not failed. The diets have failed you. This is a statistic that I saw just this morning. And it's really ironic because this is exactly what I was planning on talking to you about today anyway. But do you know that 95% of people who diet gain their weight back? Y'all, that's 5% away from 100%. 95% of people gain their weight back. So you are not alone. And it feels that way sometimes, especially as we ponder over it. This isn't anything. This is why fear of failure is so universal, because the more we think about stuff and we just ponder it over and over in our mind and we replay it over and over again in our mind, and the bigger it gets, the bigger the problem gets. So what I've learned, and this is another reason why this group is so important, and I want you to take advantage of it, is the minute that you can get that out of your head and say it out loud, whether it be journaling. I'm a huge fan of journaling. Whether it be saying out loud, talking to somebody, whether it be getting on this group and commenting, because y'all take advantage of this group. That's what it's for. That the minute that you can get those thoughts out of your mind and like out now in the open space, the problems don't seem quite as big as they were. This huge burden does not seem quite as big anymore whenever we can get it out of our head, because something about as long as it's there, I mean, it's just cancerous, and it just grows and it just multiplies. And the deeper we sink down into our chair and the more we feel like a failure, and we keep thinking of everything that we did wrong. You know, you got to get it out loud. You got to say it out loud. You got to, because here's the deal too. There's so many other people who are probably thinking and feeling the exact same way. And do you know what? Every single person, every single one feels like they are the only one. Am I right? Every single person who has all of these fears and issues and struggles that's just churning like a butter churn inside their head, y'all, every one of us feels like that we are the only one who suffers from that problem. And it just gets bigger and multiplies. So if we can talk about it, if we can get it out, and just say it out loud, I'm telling y'all, it just releases so much of a burden from our shoulders, because for one, again, getting it out of our head, the problem doesn't seem as big anymore. But secondly, we get to talk to other people, and then we feel normal. There's nothing worse than feeling not normal. Oh, is this just me that feels this way? That's heavy, y'all. Golly, because I've been there, and I keep thinking, and and I've had this happen in my life. Am I the only one? Am I the only one that feels this way? And just talking to somebody else and hearing them say, oh, girl, I know exactly. I am the same exact way. And it's like, wow. And it's such a relief. And it just releases us from that bondage. And if y'all have read my post on freedom from bondage and just experiencing freedom, I encourage you to go back and read that, because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like that we are just shackled and burdened by our fears and our failures and our struggles, and you name it, everything else that we've done wrong. you name it. We feel so entrapped by it. So just take heed of that, that you are not alone, and you got to get it out so you'll learn that you're not alone. But specifically speaking about diets, again, 95% of people who diet gain their weight back. Okay. So again, most likely most of those people probably had some short-term success. You lost the weight. But here's why we revert back to our ways most of the time. A couple of different reasons is, for one, our mind doesn't change. All we're looking for is a quick body transformation. And I've seen this over and over again with all of the women that I've talked to and I've coached. It's got to go deeper than just this body layer. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with, I want to look good naked kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's got to go deeper, and we got to get down into the mind, and we got to start really transforming the mind and not just the body. And here's a prime example. And I'm not judging. I'm not casting stones at anybody. I want y'all to realize that. I'm just telling y'all what I've seen in my experience with working with women and seeing their struggles and understanding this journey and this process they have to go to. But here's a prime example. Have you seen people who diet or who talk about dieting a lot, or you yourself may have tried diet after diet after diet, lots of different plans, but look at their Facebook feed. How many unhealthy sweet treats, recipes do they share on social media? And you know, y'all don't come back at me and say, oh, we're not supposed to do that. What is she talking about? But I want you to get past that, past what get a little bit deeper, think deeper with me, is that if we are genuinely working on transforming the mind, not just the body, then our thought processes aren't necessarily going towards all of these ooey gooey, rich, creamy, fattening recipes. Do y'all get where I'm going with that? Do y'all see that? Y'all let me know. And I can't see if y'all comment right now. So if I'm not answering you, I'm sorry. For some reason, it's not popping up on my screen. If you are. But I want you to think about that. So, and I'm not saying that that's a quick fix thing of transforming the mind. I understand that's a bigger journey. And it's probably harder to change the mind and to transform the mind than it is the body. Losing 5 pounds is easy. Y'all got to admit y'all can do anything and lose 5 pounds pretty quickly. The hardest part is transforming the mind. So therefore, you can learn how and want to transform your entire way of thinking about food and thinking about yourself in order to keep that weight off and make it lifelong, so you can feel like a success instead of a failure. Okay, so this is where so many of these short-term quick diets fail you, is that they're only interested in what you're doing in that period of time. So if it's a 3-week program, 4-week program, even if it's 12-week programs that I've seen, other diet plans that are longer, they have to be mindful of and teach you and educate you on what to do after that program is over. So even if it is 3 weeks, even if it is a quick boost, what are you going to do after that 3 weeks? Gain the weight back? It's a jump start and it works, but what's going to happen after that 3 weeks? So that's where these diets fail you, is not empowering you and not educating you on what to do after the program. That is huge, y'all, and I want you to see it. And as far as, making a decision and saying, well, do I try again? Do I try another diet plan? You know what? As long as you're trying, you're making progress. The only time it really becomes failure is if you quit altogether. Here, I'm going to say that again. As long as you are moving forward and as long as you are doing something and making progress, it's progress. But the minute you say, I quit, and you sit back and you just throw your hands up, that's the only real time it becomes failure, is if you completely quit. And as far as trying new plans, I was having a conversation just last week with a potential client, and this was exactly her fears was of failing again. And I promise y'all, I totally get that because I have my own demons. I've told you that I've had my own struggle with fear and fear of failure and different things. But here's a big thing that I've learned through that. Okay, so learn from my mistakes is that you do not know what you do not know. You do not know what you do not know. Meaning, okay, so you've tried all these diet plans. You've tried what you know. Okay, well, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this. This worked, but this didn't work. If you've tried so many plans before, what I want you to think about is that's the plans you know. Okay, but you do not know what you do not know. Meaning that there are some things out there that's available to you that you don't even know about, that you don't even know, oh, well, that's how you do that. You don't even know what's available, much less the processes of that program or for whatever it is that you want to try. You do not know what you do not know. So therefore, what are you missing out on? Okay? So I want to specifically talk about a Healthy Life Academy just for a quick minute as I wrap up, is that my goal, and I've said this with every client that I have coached in person, that I've coached online, is that my goal is to teach you how to live without me. Because if I don't educate you, and if I don't empower you to make those decisions, then I have failed you. Okay? You haven't failed because you probably, and you will have success in that 12 weeks. Okay? You will have success. But if I haven't empowered you, instilled that confidence in you, and that confidence again comes from knowledge. Knowledge is power. If I haven't provided you with that knowledge and that skill of knowing what to do now after the 12 weeks is over, I have failed you, just like every other diet. That means I have failed you. Let me tell you what, we're not gonna. Okay? We're not gonna. If you're ready, I'll walk every step of the way with you. I'm not going to run this marathon while you sit on the couch. I'm not going to run your race for you. But when you tell me I'm at the starting line and I got my bib on, I'm ready to run this race because it's a marathon and not a sprint, y'all. It takes time. If y'all tell me I'm ready to run this marathon, guess what? I'm strapped on. I got your water. You know, I'm your cheerleader, and I'm going to make every step you make because I'm going to see to it that you're successful. That's my goal, and that's my mission, is to see to it that you are successful. Okay? And it's a program probably most likely that you've never tried before. So that goes back to you don't know what you don't know. Because it's probably something that you haven't experienced before because it's so permeated and it's just so instilled with education to teach you how to become confident and to feel better about yourself and to know what to do after the program's over. But I hope this was helpful to you because nothing burdens me more than just to see other women who want to be more successful, who want to feel better about themselves, who want to feel confident, but they're scared to move. They're scared to make the first step because of their past failures. And remember what I've told you before? You cannot move forward as long as you've got one foot chained to your past. So I just want you to learn from that. I want you to really think about that. I want you to think about what could be holding you back. What have you got your foot chained to from your past that could keep you and prevent you from being successful and moving towards your future? So I hope this was helpful to you. It's just been really burdening my heart here lately because, I have my own issues. So I'm learning. Okay, I'm learning some things. And, the first thing I always think about is, I've got to tell my girls that, because if it helps me, I think it will help you as well. So reach out if you have any questions. If this rung a bell with you, if this resonated with you at all, let me know. Email me if you want, if you'd rather email me instead of putting some comments. But I would love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, I will see y'all later, y'all. Bye-bye.